Now, we do want to turn and stay with politics for a moment. Early voting is underway right now in several states, seeing a surge of voters, keeping the focus on Pennsylvania, where the race is neck and neck, a big change to what happens to ballots with errors. Will they get thrown out? Republicans not happy about this change. And sorry about that technical issue, but let's go straight to NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil, live for us in Washington with more. Joe, hi.
Hey, Natasha. Yeah, let's focus more broadly on early voting in general. We're talking about 7 million people that have already cast a ballot. Those numbers are historic, and we still have 2 more weeks until Election Day. But what's really remarkable as well this year is that, look, every election you have some complications, you have some issues, legal battles. Well, we're also seeing those play out before Election Day as well. Those are being sorted out right now.
The historic level of early voting ahead of this midterm by millions across the country doesn't come without some controversy and confusion as courts step in state by state to try to work it out. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court made 2 big decisions Friday. One ruling that counties can send ballots with errors like missing signatures back to the voter to correct it rather than throwing the ballot away. And 2, the state's highest court will accept a case to decide if ballots returned with a signature but without the proper date should be disqualified or counted. Republicans pushing for disqualification, Democrats want them to count. In Virginia, Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin used his executive power to restore 800 convicted felons' rights to vote, a stark contrast to Florida, where some former felons were shocked to learn in August they were being arrested for having voted after being allowed to register with no problem. A result of Florida's voting law, championed by Governor Ron DeSantis. This week, a judge dismissed one of those cases. DeSantis' office says they'll appeal. Meantime, confusion in New York after a state judge ruled that COVID fears are no longer a justifiable reason to request an absentee ballot. She ordered election officials to immediately stop counting all absentee ballots given out for that reason until an appeal is heard. And in Delaware, the state Supreme Court ruled the state's new law allowing universal vote by mail and same-day registration violate Delaware's Constitution. Both rulings big wins for Republicans. Over to the Southwest, trouble in Arizona. An error in registering voters caused around 1,000 people to receive ballots without local elections on them. Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, who's running for governor, says the problem is being corrected and only affects 0.25% of voters. Hobbs' office is also dealing with allegations that some so-called voter fraud hunters have been harassing voters who show up at ballot drop boxes, falsely accusing innocent people of being ballot mules, taking pictures of those victims and their license plates.
So we talked off the top about how historic it is, the levels of early voting, particularly in a couple of places, Georgia, Florida, California. In Georgia so far, more than 500,000 people have voted either through the mail or actually waiting in line. And in Florida and California so far, more than 1 million people have already voted there. And it's not even a presidential election year, Natasha. That is really, really impressive in terms of the numbers.
Yeah, important context to point out. Joe Khalil live for us in our nation's capital. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.